Good morning students. Today I am going to explain you about the proteins in amino acids. So now let us see what do you mean by proteins. Proteins, we are saying the building blocks of the amino acids. So amino acids consist of peptides here. So generally proteins are nitrogenous polymeric substances. What we can say, nitrogenous polymeric substances. Proteins are nitrogenous polymeric substances. Means what? Compulsory it will be containing nitrogen atom which will undergo chains like structures. Means what here? Polymeric means more. Okay. So we can say proteins are peptides which are having with high molecular weight masses, with high molecular masses more than 10,000 atomic mass per unit. AMU is nothing but what here? Atomic mass per unit. So what are proteins? Proteins are nitrogenous polymeric substances. These are also known as peptides which is having high molecular weight than 10,000 AMU. So here these are formed by combining of 100 molecules of amino acids. If we combine 100 molecules of amino acids, these will form condensation reactions. If suppose a peptide, how it will form less than 100 amino acid molecules. Okay, so means what? A peptide formed by combining less than 10 amino acid molecules, we call it as polypeptide here. Now these are classified into different types. Okay, so classification according to structure and their functions, and also hydrolysis products. So how proteins are classified? So these are classified into, first one what? Based on structure and their functions. This one classified based on hydrolysis products. Okay, so in this it consists of two types, that is fibrous proteins so that is first one, let us see fibrous proteins. Another one is globular proteins. So these are generally, fibrous proteins are generally linear thread-like molecules and lie side by side to form the fibers. Okay, so here the peptide chain in them, so whatever peptide chain is forming, that peptide chain in these molecules, intermolecular hydrogen bonding. These are insoluble in water, weak acids and bases. Okay, so what do you mean by fibrous proteins here? Fibrous proteins is nothing but these are linear thread-like molecules which lie side by side. Means what, these peptide chains in them are held by intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, so when we dissolve in water, these are insoluble weak acids and weak bonds. So how it is forming? For example, I have taken molecule like this. What I have told you, side by side. Okay, so means what, like this it can form. These type of molecules we can say fibrous proteins. Okay, so these are the fibrous proteins. See here, the molecules which are containing here, these are intermolecular attractions between like this molecule we are having each amino acids. So this what happens, these are fibrous proteins. Coming to next type, here we are having globular proteins. Next one here is second one, globular proteins. Okay, so globular proteins means what? It also consists of, generally based upon the structure and the function, it consists of two types. One is fibrous, another one is globular proteins. Globular proteins is nothing but here, in these proteins polypeptide molecules are folded and get spheroidal shapes, means what, spherical shape. So these are soluble in water, acids and alkalis. Here the peptide chain in these proteins are stabilized by intermolecular hydrogen bonds. So we can use for enzymes, means these include enzymes, hormones and also hemoglobin, albumin. So like this type we can take. If you have observed egg also, somewhat a spherical shape like that it will be having. So what we can say in these proteins, what, the polypeptide molecules, whatever it is there, the polypeptide molecules are folded and get almost spherical shape. This one we call it as what, globular proteins. These are soluble in water, acids and alkalis. So here the peptide form peptide chains are due to stabilized intermolecular attractions, bonding. Okay, so what we can say here, globular proteins is nothing but these are folded. We can fold and almost we can get spherical shape. So for example, I have been taking like this, the spherical shape. Like this it can form, which we can fold also. Okay, in these molecules amino acids can be present. These all are amino acids, so which can take intermolecular attractions like this. So we can fold as we want. So these can be folded. This is about general simple structure of the globular proteins, which can form a spherical shape, and also these are soluble in water, acids and alkalis. So these are the two types of the proteins based upon the structure and their functions. So now coming to here, it will be having based upon their hydrolysis products. Okay, Based upon their hydrolysis products, these are classified into simple protons, simple proteins. So simple proteins means what? Simple proteins is nothing but here when we do hydrolysis easily it can give amino acids. So means what here? Hydrolysis it can give only amino acids. On hydrolysis it give amino acids, that will we call it as simple protons. Based upon means according to hydrolysis product we are saying no, so we can say egg albumin, egg white, we can say globulins. So these are the simple proteins. Now coming to next classification, next type, conjugated proteins. Here conjugated means what? Here in this the peptide, when we do hydrolysis, a peptide part is mixed into some non-metal protein part, means prostic group. That one, for example, we can say carbohydrate, phosphate group, lipids. These are the things which is mixing with the proteins. Means what here? The peptide. These are the proteins in which a peptide part is mixed into some non-protein part. Okay, so we can say non-protein part means carbohydrates, lipids. So means what here? It consists of protein and also a peptide. So even though it is mixing with some non-protein part means carbohydrates, lipids, that one we call it as conjugated proteins. So in this actually example, if we have taken casein of milk, so and hemoglobin of blood. So these are the what happens in the blood. Hemoglobin Fe+2 is containing. It is not a protein. And also conjugated proteins are divided into classes depending upon the nature of their prostic groups. Okay, so there will be some biological activities, that is nucleoproteins and glycoproteins, chromoproteins. Nucleoproteins means what? It consists of glandular tissue, whereas glycoproteins means which consists of a saliva. Chromoproteins means hemoglobin and chlorophyll, etc. So how many types? Again these proteins consist of what here? Nucleoproteins. Which nucleoproteins means what? In this we will be having nuclei of glandular tissue. So it consists of nucleoproteins. And coming to here, glycoproteins. Glycoproteins means it consists of mainly saliva. This one glycoproteins. Coming to next one, chromoproteins. Chrome proteins is nothing but what means here? The chrome proteins is, this includes hemoglobin, and chlorophyll. So this is about the conjugated proteins. And in this we will be having one more thing, that is derived proteins. Okay, so derived proteins is nothing but what means? These are the proteins which are produced by the metabolic degradation of higher proteins in the animal serum. For example, proteases and peptones. So what do you mean by derived proteins? Derived proteins means what? These are formed in the partial. The substances that are formed in the partial hydrolysis of simple proteins and conjugated proteins. Derived proteins means what? By combining these two, when we do hydrolysis, these will form some simple proteins and conjugated proteins. That one we call it as derived proteins. So example we can take here proteoses and peptones. So these are the examples of the derived proteins. So it will give some test also when we do in our intermediate. We will be doing the proteins test, that is we can say xanthoprotalin test, ninhydrin test, Millen's test, Biuret test, Hopkins-Cole test. So these are all the tests which will be in the proteins. Means to know the protein is present, what are the tests we can say? Xanthoprotic test. Means what happens in this xanthoprotic test, what happens to test for the identification? It is an aromatic group. It is reacted with concentrated nitric acid, which will give a yellow color substance is formed. This indicates what here? Yellow color forms. So this one indicates prostic. When we take protein and react with concentrated HNO3, it is giving yellow color. By this we can say it is a protein test. So next one we can say here ninhydrin test. Ninhydrin, what it will give? Ninhydrin test when we react with agalbumin, or we can say these are free NH2 groups, means alcoholic solution of nin amino acids. For example, ninhydrin reagent, if we add, so which color it gives? Dark blue or violet color it can give. So what are the color? Dark blue or violet color. So if it is giving that one, it consists of proteins are present. And we'll be having one more test, that is Millen's test. Millen's test means what? When albumin is treated with Millen's reagent, white color precipitate is formed, so which is then changes to brick red on boiling. So that one is known as Millen's test. And also Biuret test. Biuret test means copper sulfate in the presence of sodium hydroxide. A violet color is formed. So like this we will be getting the different types of tests to identify the proteins. So this is about the general introduction. Tomorrow I will be explaining the structure of the proteins. Thank you.